Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at AnonymousRealityT. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Rags to Riches is being canceled officially as of a couple of days ago. Now we're going to get into their post, but let's talk about how we got here, right? Remember, Sherelle, she was the focal point of the show Selling Tampa that was supposed to be a spinoff of Selling Sunset that came on Netflix, right? And it was all black female realtors, and allegedly the show got canceled because allegedly they said there was not enough drama, right? That they didn't get renewed for a season 2 because it didn't have enough drama, right? So now Sherelle comes back. She comes back with this show, WAGS to Riches, right? And features all these ladies, some of them that want to be a part of real estate, but the draw is the fact that they all are linked to or previously linked to being with an athlete, right? And or having a child with an athlete or whatever else. And the big part of the storylines was Sherelle's relationship with Chad Johnson, aka Chad Ochocinco, right? And I had a feeling that if this relationship was not going to go the distance, if they were never going to get married, if they were not going to stay together, we were not going to see a season 2. That was one of the things, right? Because I feel like a big reason that Netflix greenlit this show is because of the Sherelle and Chad Ochocinco relationship. And if you don't have that as an anchor of the show, there's no point of anything else going on. But I also want to speak on the fact that there was some other things that happened to it that I don't think y'all are aware of. So Shannon Sharp, his media group, had put together over a year ago this Humble Baddies podcast, and it featured 3 of the stars of the show. It featured Sherelle, it featured Alexis Stoudemire, and it also featured Ashley Nicole, who previously was on the WAGS show that used to air on the E! Network, right? A few months ago, Ashley had announced that she was leaving the show, that she was leaving the podcast. And I was like, that's interesting. And also, I noticed she doesn't follow Sherelle anymore. Her and Sherelle don't follow each other anymore, but she still follows Alexis Stoudemire. And so then they did a few episodes, Alexis and Sherelle, of just the 2 of them. But their last episode, I believe, was like a month or so ago. So I'm like, something's not right here. Like, I think they were trying to leverage this podcast in hopes to promote the show, talk about some behind the scenes stuff of the show, and then it transitioned into, okay, we'll talk about trending topics, we'll talk about X, Y, and Z, right? Or we'll talk about situational conversations about dating and relationships, or whatever else, right? However, there hasn't been an episode in a month, and Alexis no longer follows Sherelle either. So now let's get into the post. So it says the following. It says, so boom, Rags to Riches ain't coming back for season 2. But baby, if y'all knew the stories that made it to that didn't make it to the screen, woo! Let's just say the lid is real close to getting blown off with side-eye emojis and a cup of tea emoji. Big love to everybody who rocked with us throughout the ride, and we appreciate y'all heavy. This ain't the end. It's just the intermission and everything else, right? So somebody asked, why doesn't Sherelle shows make it to season 2? And then, for some reason, yes, Jewels is all up in the comments. Talking about, also, vultures take life from the DEAD. I've brought life to every situation I've ever been a part of. So this narrative is tired and untrue. God bless y'all. And then Alexis Stoudemire says, on to the next adventure. And yes, Joelle's replies, so without Sherelle? Like, it is diabolical in the comments about the show being canceled, right? But there's several problems with the show at hand. I felt there was too much bullying. Right? There was too much bullying. There was too much fighting. First, the bullying and trying to make fetch happen with Rick Ross's first baby mama. And y'all clowning her and y'all trying to play in her face, right? I had a problem with that whole storyline. I don't know if it was colorism. I don't know what it was, but I felt she was specifically being targeted and it was not unnecessary. She had Revenge P distributed and sold against her, permission, against her knowledge and everything else. And y'all wanted to make fun of that. And y'all sitting up here dealing with men that got 4, 5, 6 baby mamas playing in your face. The one lady who got married to that NFL player, they're in a huge divorce battle or whatever else because he fathered all these kids and she was alleging DV. And they were married for just like a couple of minutes. And then you had the other lady who is dealing, what was it, Kodak she was dealing with or whatever else. She was dealing with somebody, but she keeps getting into fights with people. She gets fights with the man's other baby mama. She's always knuck if you buck. And that was the one that Sherelle wanted to take in at her big age. And then you got Sherelle, who is coming on here talking about she manifested Chad Ochocinco and that she wore jersey dresses, had everything decorated for Chad Ochocinco. And this can be the problem, y'all, with the manifestation, right? You can manifest the person, y'all, but you never manifest how they're going to treat you, right? And how this is going to go. And you should have known from Chad Ochocinco's track record how this was going to end. And it was only going to end one way, and that was zero commitment. It was cringeworthy watching the scenes of them trying to potentially discuss a prenup and them trying to allegedly discuss a potential wedding that was happening and never, ever, ever land. Never, ever, 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 ever land. And Chad Ochocinco talking about what he helped contribute to Sherelle's business financially and wanting a percentage of her business. Like this was never going to work, y'all. This was never going to work. And again, you bragged allegedly about how you got Chad Ochocinco in the first place, leaving your first husband for him and everything else. It kind of sounded entangled. It kind of sounded a little, like there might have been some overlap. And then y'all put on that big show of allegedly faking a breakup or whatever else, trying to put Chad Ochocinco on blast. You knew who he was. People who got all these kids out here by all these different women, you already know what type of time things are about. Why are you shocked that Chad Ochocinco was out here with other women or out here entertaining other women? And then trying to imply out there that don't be surprised if you get something. Trying to imply that there might be some diseases or some other stuff out there. Only for you to get on podcast later and basically say, yeah, I'm still sleeping with my baby daddy. And you have a child with him too, right? So y'all gonna be bound together for life because there's a child in the picture, right? And y'all doing this back and forth, y'all doing all this show, y'all come out on, Nightcap and basically expose that y'all did a fake breakup and everything else in hopes to get a renewal for the show, for the Netflix show. I'm guessing, because it sounded like when the show was airing, y'all allegedly were filming for season 2, or there was some other film that was supposed to be available, but it was left on the cutting room floor, right? And then all of a sudden, it was crickets. It was crickets, and it was clear as day that Sherelle and Chad Ochocinco were not together anymore. Chad Ochocinco has another woman. He has another girlfriend and everything else that he's been seen publicly with, and the show is no more. the show is no more, but it was just so weird. All that bragging about Chad Ochocinco, really trying to make it seem like certain people were better than others. And then I have a question for Ashley. Like how quickly do you fall out with these people? Like is it if the show doesn't work out, there's no need to fake the friendship anymore? Like I just don't understand, because I thought you and Darnell were like real sisters, were like really, in this. And I missed that friendship, because that friendship looked way more genuine than the foolishness we saw on this show. But I just felt a lot of the drama was contrived. I just felt like Sherelle was trying to just make fetch happen, and people were just dragging out foolishness. And then the drama with Juelz as well. Like, it was just exhausting. It was just exhausting. There was never a healthy balance. It never felt like a sisterhood. It never felt like y'all liked each other. So I'm not surprised this didn't get, renewed for a season 2. Because there was a lot of backlash about how some of these women were treated on this show. And it was just unnecessary. It was completely and utterly unnecessary. So I'm not shocked this got canceled. I'm not shocked that Ashley Nicole once again said, pace, doses. The moment that she probably found out that the show was canceled, she's probably like, there's no need for me to fake it anymore on this podcast and everything else, since, the show's not coming back. But it officially was announced, I guess, a couple of days ago. But, again, like, why is Sherelle's shows, why is it not getting a second season? Is the drama too produced? Is it too contrived? Is it too obvious that some things are phony baloney that are not making sense? And Netflix is saying, you know what, it's not even worth it to even put forth a season 2. Like, I feel like at this point, like, maybe Sherelle needs to join, like, Selling Sunset, or maybe join one of these other reality shows to see if even just by herself that something can shake, that something can be put together amongst an ensemble cast. But I feel like there was so much drama with this show that maybe it's for the best that this did not continue. But I feel like a big part of why it didn't continue is if Sherelle and Chad Ochocinco, who is, I'm pretty sure it was part of the reason that the show happened, to showcase their quote-unquote love story and their quote-unquote blended family and really elevate the lifestyle and everything else. However, we really didn't see that much of Chad Ochocinco. And who knows, right? Who knows? But nonetheless, and it was just weird stuff, like them fighting over, going to McDonald's in the middle of the night at 3 or 4 in the morning, and Chad Ochocinco just going out, just deciding to go get something for himself and not bringing Sherelle anything back. But you want to put up with this stuff because he's a multimillionaire. No. So it was just like disrespect that was taking place all over, that I just didn't see the need for why even a season 2 is even in the conversation when there were so many problems with the first season. So there is that, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. It is the end of the road, as todos. It is final. It is finito. It is the end of the line for this video. Please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.